So next time you're, looking at a massive wall of perfectly synced TVs in a sports bar, or maybe like a NASA control room on the news, don't actually look at the screens. Think about the walls. Because behind all that drywall is this totally invisible, really high-stakes infrastructure.
Right, and we just assume it's a direct line,
Yeah.
like a plug going straight into a socket, just like you have at home.
Exactly. But we're doing a deep dive today into a product catalog index from HDTVSupply, and it just completely shatters that illusion. So our mission today is to look past those screens and uncover the sprawling hardware ecosystems that make these multi-screen arrays possible. And it actually starts with something that sounds incredibly mundane, which is a Javelin JV-PS-PoE mid-span power supply.
Yeah, which honestly doesn't sound thrilling at all until you realize what PoE actually stands for, which is Power over Ethernet.
Oh, right. So it's sending power through the internet cables.
Basically, yes. In commercial setups, you obviously can't just run hundreds of extension cords or, traditional power strips everywhere. This Javelin device literally sends electrical power through the exact same networking cables that are already carrying the video data.
Wow. Okay. So it's like doing double duty.
Exactly. It's the foundational lifeblood, because traditional power systems simply cannot handle the sheer scale of the actual brains of this whole operation.
Okay. So if the PoE is the lifeblood, the brain definitely has to be the Wolfpack modular matrix switchers listed in this catalog. Because we're not talking about some basic HDMI splitter you'd grab from a big box store.
Oh, definitely not. No.
Right. I mean, these range from standard 4TV setups all the way up to mind-boggling 160 by 160 HDMI matrix systems. And they're connected via CT6, which are, those thick, heavy-duty Ethernet cables you'd usually see in a massive server room. Or they even use AV over IP.
Yeah, which is literally just sending audio and video as Internet Protocol data packets to 100 different screens all at once.
It's wild. It feels exactly like a high-tech train yard dispatcher. Like it's making sure a 4K 60 hertz signal reaches one specific screen out of 100 without skipping a single beat.
That's a great way to look at it. Let's actually push that dispatcher analogy a bit further to understand how it works under the hood. Imagine a conductor who is perfectly timing 100 separate high-speed trains to arrive at 100 different stations down to the exact millisecond.
Down to the millisecond. That sounds exhausting.
Right, but that's exactly what these switchers are doing with the data. The catalog lists configurations for up to 10 by 10 video walls. That's 100 distinct screens acting as one single canvas.
Wait, hold on. So it's not just duplicating an image across all those screens, it's physically slicing it up.
Precisely. To stretch a 4K image across 100 physical borders, the switcher has to break the video feed down into thousands of tiny data packets. Then it routes them over a network and syncs the refresh rates perfectly on the other side.
That is an insane amount of processing.
It really is. If one screen is even a fraction of a millisecond behind, the whole illusion of a single giant image just tears apart. The processing power required to calculate all that in real time is immense.
Okay, well, that actually brings up the weirdest part of this source material for me. The catalog targets two completely different demographics. We've got sports bars and we have the federal government.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny pairing when you think about it.
Totally. I mean, a giant grid for a military operations center makes total sense. But why on earth does a local sports bar need the exact same military-grade hardware just to show Sunday football?
Well, it's because showing 80 different 4K streams simultaneously is no longer just a simple audiovisual task.
Yeah.
It is a full-blown IT challenge. Just look at the specialized government purchasing channels they list, like the federal GSA schedule or TA-approved products.
Wait, let me stop you right there. What does TA approved actually mean?
Oh, sure. So it stands for Trade Agreements Act. It basically just means the hardware meets very strict U.S. government manufacturing standards to, prevent foreign espionage. They also list the NASA SAL-BP program, which handles IT procurement for federal agencies.
That is so crazy. So literal rocket scientists are buying from the exact same catalog as the corner pub down the street.
They really are, because the technology ecosystem has completely merged at this point. The catalog highlights partnerships with heavy-hitting IT and audio brands, so you see names like NVIDIA, Dell, Bose, and Shure.
So they're treating it like an IT network.
Exactly. Because for the government, an AV system is a potential network vulnerability. If your video switcher is on the exact same network as your classified data, it has to be completely secure. It requires strict IT regulation.
Right, whereas for the sports bar, they probably just need that same Dell and NVIDIA integration so their network doesn't completely crash when a bartender tries to change the channel on 80 screens at once.
Yeah, exactly. Same hardware, vastly different priorities.
Man, that completely reframes how you walk into these rooms. You realize a simple index for a Javelin power supply is really a map to a completely hidden technological ecosystem.
Oh, for sure. The complexity is entirely concealed behind the drywall, but I promise you, it is working overtime.
It really is. So here is a thought to take with you today. The next time you walk into a venue with dozens of perfectly synchronized displays, whether you're catching a playoff game or sitting in a federal building, ask yourself, where is the hidden climate-controlled server closet housing the digital brain making it all happen? And just how many miles of Cat 6 Ethernet cable are running through the walls right next to you?